Welcome back friends. Today in this video tutorial I will be discussing about the process to obtain the primary cell cultures. Primary cell cultures are those type of cell cultures which are directly obtained straight from the animal cells, okay, or tissues or organs. They are directly obtained from, they are derived from the animal cells, tissues or organs, okay, directly. Primary cell cultures are prepared from the fresh tissues. For primary cell cultures to achieve, we use fresh tissues. Okay, what we do is pieces of fresh tissues from the organ are taken. Fresh tissues from organ are removed aseptically, okay. From an organ, fresh tissues are removed in an aseptic way or aseptically, okay, and after the removal of fresh tissues from an organ in an aseptic way, these tissues are minced, okay. These are minced with a sharp sterile razor, and after that minced with sharp sterile razor, and after that it is being dissociated. Dissociation will take place with the help of proteolytic enzymes, or we will use the proteolytic enzymes to dissociate the tissues. Dissociation will be there by the help of proteolytic enzymes. Proteolytic enzymes, okay, and for the proteolytic among the proteolytic enzymes, trypsin is mostly used. Trypsin is the one of the example is trypsin is mostly used, okay. So what happens after that? Cell suspension is obtained after the proteolytic enzymatic degradation or dissociation. The cell suspension is being obtained. Cell suspension is obtained and it is washed with a physiological buffer. After that we will apply physiological buffer, okay. So why buffer is used? Now what is the use of buffer? Buffer is mainly used to remove the proteolytic enzymes which is being used for the dissociation purpose. So this buffer removes the proteolytic enzymes, okay. Proteolytic enzymes which have been used are removed with the help of buffer. Now cell suspension we got. Cell suspension is spread out on the bottom of a flat surface. Spread out on the bottom of a flat surface such as petri dish or any bottle, petri dish or tissue culture flask or bottle, okay. Okay, after that this thin layer of cells, okay, so after that thin layer of cells which adhere to the glass or plastic dish is overlaid with thin layer of cells which adhere to the glass or plastic surface. Glass or plastic surface is overlaid with a suitable culture medium, okay. It is overlaid with a suitable culture medium, and after that it is incubated at optimum temperature, okay. After that it is incubated at optimum or suitable temperature. So in this way the primary cell culture is achieved. in this way. First of all, what we will do, first of all, fresh tissues are being taken from an organ in an aseptic way, and after that they are mixed and they are getting dissociated with the help of proteolytic enzymes, in which trypsin are mostly popular. After that, getting the cell suspension, it is spread out on the bottom of a flask or petri dishes, and when the thin layer of cells which adhere to the plastic or glass surface, then it will be overlaid with the help of a culture medium, and then after it will be incubated at optimum or suitable temperature. So this is the way we will achieve, or we achieve the primary cell culture. So let's suppose primary cell culture is achieved. Now what are the characteristics of the cells which are being obtained, which are achieved as a result of primary cell culture? So these cells are having same karyotype as their parent cell, okay. They are morphologically, physiologically, genetically, they are almost same, they are similar as of their parent cell. Physiologically, morphologically they are similar, their karyotype is also similar, okay. But there is one limitation. Actually this is the characteristic of primary cell, but it is considered as limitation. What is that? So primary cell culture are having limited or finite cell divisions, okay. Just after some time interval they reaches the senescence and they stop dividing, they just die. So they just divide for a limited or finite number of times, finite period of times, and after that they just die, okay. So they needs to be subcultured. Suppose this is the cell, this is the primary cell culture we obtained or we achieved, but this primary cell culture is having finite number of cell divisions. So that's why this is known as finite number of cell divisions. So after certain divisions the cells will die. So this is a type of characteristic also, and this is a type of limitation also, okay. So this primary cell culture needs to be subcultured, okay. And subculturing means when we will take out some cells from these primary cell culture and we will transfer it into another culture having new medium, having new or fresh medium, we will inoculate it here, and then after it will be cultured, subcultured, okay. So subculturing means transfer of cells from one vessel to another vessel. So this primary cell culture is having one limitation, that it is having finite number of cell divisions or finite number of time they can divide and grow, and after that they will die. So there needs to be subcultured, or there needs to be transferred into another vessel. So subculturing is the first process, so it needs subculturing. Now after primary cell culture, just after primary cell culture, first subculture obtained. So just after primary cell culture it gives cell lines, and these cell lines can be of two type. This can be finite and this can be infinite. So finite can be of primary cell culture type. Finite is having same characteristic, because finite cell line or finite cells will also die after certain cell divisions, okay. But this finite cell line is not exactly the primary cell culture or primary cells, okay, because these finite cell lines has been obtained after the subculturing of this primary cell culture. So this is different, but the characteristic, cells are having similar characteristics as with the primary cell culture, okay. And infinite cell line means they are not having any limited time span or limited lifespan, okay. Infinite is not having limited, they can divide indefinitely, indefinitely, okay. But there are some ways by the help of which or by which the finite can become infinite. So what is that process is known as? By transformation. Okay, so by transformation these finite cell lines become infinite cell lines, means the finite cell lines which are having or which is having finite number of cell divisions or finite or limited lifespan, just they will achieve or they will reach the senescence and after that they will die. So they can be transformed into infinite, they can be changed into infinite, finite becomes infinite due to transformation. So the normal cells will become cancerous or tumorous, and this transformation can take place. Okay, and this transformation can take place either spontaneously or it can be induced. So in case of induced, it can be through viruses, through chemical carcinogens. Okay, and spontaneously also they can become infinite. So once they become infinite, when finite becomes infinite, then it is having infinite cell cultures or infinite cells are having various advantages. Okay, so what are those advantages? There are lots of advantages, such as they are easy to grow and grow, they can divide and divide, they are having less chances, there is less chances of contamination. Okay, their division rate is very fast, they divide very fast, they are not killed very easily, their maintenance is very easy. Okay, they grows predominantly, so as compared to infinite cell lines or infinite cells have become most popular. Okay, with respect to the research as well as experimental point of view. For example, one of the example of infinite cell line is HeLa cell line. HeLa cell lines, these are the epithelial cells of cervix. So these HeLa cell lines are a kind of infinite cell line which is having all the advantages I have told, that they can grow and grow, they can divide, and they can non-stop divide, they can divide non-stop, they can divide in a non-stop where there is no any control, they are having infinite lifespan. I have told they are having infinite lifespan. So researchers love these infinite lines very much from the research as well as experimental point of view. So this is all about the primary cell culture, how can we achieve or how can we obtain the primary cell culture, and after subculturing the primary cell culture we achieve or we received two types of cell lines, because just after the primary cell culture, when it is subcultured, when primary cell culture is subcultured, cell lines are observed, and we can also say it as secondary cell culture or cell lines. So cell lines can be of two type, finite as well as infinite, finite and infinite. So these are the characteristics of finite and infinite I have discussed today. So this is all about the primary cell culture and the process of obtaining the primary cell culture. So with this, thank you all.